Okay, there we go. Yes, I was muted because I was talking to Maple. She's right here. Not that. Oh, now you can see her. And I was telling her to stop licking my elbows. So, and I'm trying to get my. Stop licking my elbow, you weird cat. Stop. I don't like it. Change this image. Okay, that should update that. Ah. Okay. Make sure. Yeah, she's a weird cat. Ow. Hey, Aiden. Okay, just making sure that this uploaded properly. What are you both reading today? Here, you sit up here since you want to be so involved. She's purring. She acts like she hates this. She's purring. Come on. Let's not put our butthole to the camera. Why you gotta be so difficult? Why you gotta be so difficult? You say hi to everybody. Oh. Oh, no, you can't jump on that. Okay. This is my life, guys. Oh, my lord. You're crazy. Could you maybe not? I really don't want you to lick my elbow. It has been one of those days where they have been driving me insane. Anyway, what are you guys reading this week? Psycho Cat. How to Age Disgracefully. It's fun. Is that like a it's fun? Or is it like a it's fun? Okay. And then Sam's reading Greta and Valden by Rebecca K. Riley. You know what's funny? And I'm gonna age myself, but I read it as Rebecca R. Kelly. Oh gosh. I just started it a few days ago, so I'm very like early into the book. But I am reading With a Vengeance by Riley Sager because next Wednesday we have our like live show discussion with the okay, Maple, stop. Don't make me kick you out of here. Come on. Come up here. Be a pain up here. She's chewing on all the cords now. Oh my goodness. Um but I just started it because next Wednesday on the 23rd, we are going to be doing the live show over on Dana's YouTube. And then, so originally I had planned to do a stream on Tuesday, but I think I'm going to change it to Monday so that I can just enjoy our exchange on Tuesday night. Um, because next Thursday, she's still licking me, even right now. Um, so far, I mean, I'm really early into the Riley Sager experience. I'm like literally only 30 or 40 pages in. So I have to read that by next Wednesday night. This is crazy. Okay. What? I'm trying to do something. Okay. Just stay here. So I can't really speak on it, to be honest. It's been kind of a I haven't really done a lot of reading this week. I've been like really tired. I had either stomach food poisoning or something on Monday, so I've been just kind of off the rest of the week. But I don't want kisses. I am allergic to your spit. Thank you. How to torture her. Make your hand out of reach. Where? What? How has your guys' week been? I'm feeling better. I don't know what it was. It was like I woke up Monday morning and I just didn't feel good. And then by like 2 o'clock, all the symptoms were gone. So it was like a really brief thing. That's why I'm thinking it was a food poisoning of some sort because it didn't last, like, it really didn't last long at all. So, so that's why, like, and no one else got sick because I saw, what did I do this past weekend? Friday I was in Kalamazoo, and then Saturday I was at a bridal shower for my cousin, and then Sunday I went out with a friend, and then we did stuff with my family to celebrate my sister-in-law's birthday. So like I was around a bunch of people, and none of them are sick. So that's why I'm thinking that whatever I had at my parents' house probably made me sick because everything else that I had, like my friend and I shared stuff when we went out to because we got coffee flights, so we shared what we got. And then on Sunday, the only thing I can think of is my mom made popcorn shrimp, but she was cooking them in different batches. So I must have got a batch that wasn't fully cooked. That's the only thing I can think of. And when I think about like food and stuff, the only thing that sounds like "Ugh" to me is shrimp. So it's probably that. I wish you would just let me wrap you like a baby because then I could have both of my hands right now. So, but yeah, overall I'm fine. I did Sam, are you experiencing any of the fires out there? It's been like really smoggy here. I think you're more west if I'm correct, but can confirm shrimp food please. Yeah. Thankfully I didn't eat a lot of the shrimp. I only ate like 2 pieces, so it wasn't that bad. And I don't even know you got some smoke. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know if like if that's what it was. That's the only thing I can think of because everybody else ate everything else and nobody else in my family has said anything about being sick. And like Justin isn't sick or wasn't sick, so he had a terrible migraine on Monday, but other than that, it's been we've been fine. So I was supposed to go to book club Monday night. I didn't go because I was like, if this is a stomach issue or stomach bug, I'm not going to take it with me to book club and then spread it around everybody. So I don't think it was. I never had a fever. I didn't have the body aches. I didn't have anything like that. So I think it was probably just whatever I ate. So, but yeah, so I'm reading the With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I'm very, very early into the story. Um, like really early. So I think I'm on like chapter 2 or 3. So I can't really speak to my experience so far. It does kind of remind me a little bit so far of Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. Hello. Thank you for joining my stream. Is it Servasha or Servatia? But yeah, it kind of remind me of Murder on the Orient Express so far. So that's kind of where I'm at. What are you reading, Servasha? If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. My hair's crazy. I'm still getting used to having my hair being like shorter. I'm not used to having like the first time I washed it was hilarious because I used way too much shampoo. So it took me forever to get all the shampoo out of my hair, per usual. So, but it is a lot lighter. Like I don't feel like I'm as hot because I don't have anything on my neck all the time. So, but and I also got to play with this lighting. So my husband let me borrow his like studio light, and I like it. I like how bright I am. But what I don't like is I do feel like I get fatigue on my eyes from it after a while. Ironically, my watch just said avoid bright light. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start our first sprint. So, for anybody that's new, I do 45 and 15 sprints. So, we'll read for 45 minutes and then break for 15. We usually discuss between for the 15 minutes, talk about what we read or just talk about anything else in case anybody joins in that time. And I usually do about 3 rounds of that. So 45, 15, 45, 15, 45, 15, and then we'll wrap up around it's usually 11:15 is about the time we finish, but between 11 and 11:15. So Servasha. Okay, just making sure. Thank you so much for clarifying. I always like to pronounce the names correctly, so thank you for clarifying that for me. But we'll go ahead and get started with the first sprint. I will be kind of walking in and out. I'm trying to get some laundry done. So I'm going more towards the productivity side versus reading tonight, but I am going to be listening to, I think I'm going to listen to another book. So I'm not sure yet, but either way, at some point I'll be reading the Riley Sager book. So I will talk to you guys in 45 minutes. I'm not doing any sounds today. I had an issue, been having an issue with it. So we're just going to do quiet and we'll talk to you in 45 minutes. Also, don't forget to drink your water and stretch your body. Okay, how did that sprint go for everybody? I spent the last 45 minutes getting my living room cleaned up because a few weeks back I had some friends over, um, and we built a fort in my living room. So I was putting it all back together from that. Let me see, hold on. And then I came upstairs and I'm putting together well, Danielle's birthday is next week. So I'm planning, or no, not next week, 2 weeks. So I'm planning to put together something for her. But I'm looking on her Goodreads. That's all I'll say about that. How did everybody else's sprint go? 29%. I'm enjoying it so far. Sarvasha says, reading One Good Thing by Georgia Hunter. It's historical fiction. What timeline is it set in? Like what year? Hi, babe. They're on the bed. Let's see. Hi, Beth. Aiden says, good. I just got home from family day, so spent most of the time getting settled, feeding the boys, and working on a volunteer project. Oh, what volunteer project is that, Aiden, if you're able to share? Beth says, just got back in from gardening, flower gardening. Okay, what did you plant? How are they doing? Share, share, share all the flowers. I do not have a green thumb. I really wanted to plant flowers this year and just ran out of time. Sarvasha says it's set in Italy, 1943. Okay. Got to 23%. Really enjoying it. That's good. Yeah, so for those that joined, I am reading With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I did not get any reading down that sprint. I will be reading a little bit this sprint. I'm having, on Sunday, I'm having like 18 people over for a brunch with some girlfriends. And so I've been cleaning my house room by room downstairs to kind of get everything set up so that on Saturday I can actually set the tables and everything. But just having been not feeling great earlier this week, I'm just trying to keep myself on track. So come on. Come on, girlfriend. Come say hi. Come on. Leela's here. She's thinking about it. There she is. Hey, say hi. There's my Leela. We had, oops, sorry. My camera's reversed. It throws me off. We had a little bit of a tummy ache earlier this week. Well, she did. So she did the same day I did. But we think we got it figured out. So we realized that she needs to have wet food in her diet more than dry. So, oh, you got a booger on your head. Hi. My mom and I moved a honeysuckle in its container. You like rosemary, lavender, and fragrant flowers. So I, on a whim, bought a lavender plant. I've never read Riley Sager before. This is my first one, Sarvasha. So I bought a lavender plant last year and just like plopped it down in the front of my house because I know they really like a lot of sun. And it's doing so well. I haven't done anything. I haven't watered it. I haven't touched it. The only thing I will say is it leans. So I think for this winter, I'm going to try to like cage it a little bit so that it doesn't lean forward so much. But I think it's just leaning because it's going after the sun because the sun doesn't go directly above it. But yeah, to get back to what you're saying, Aiden, glad she's feeling better and looking spunky. Yeah. She's moving a lot more. She's been a little sleepy the last couple of days, but the weather hasn't been great either. So she's on my right side. There she goes. So but yeah, no, Sarvasha, this is my first ever Riley Sager. I'm doing it as part of a book club. It's called the Chills and Thrills Book Club, hosted by Dana Ella over on her channel. And we're doing the live show next Wednesday over on her channel. So I need to get it read by next Wednesday. So And also, Beth, I have made it's like a Tom Collins, but you add lavender simple syrup to it, and it's very good if you drink. If you don't drink, then you could do like a latte with that. But it's really easy to make the simple syrup. So I could send you what I used if you like that kind of stuff. It looks like there may be a few other people that have joined. Do you guys want to share if you're comfortable? Do you want to share what you're reading? Anything exciting? This is my cat Leela. This is the one that was really sick a couple weeks ago. Only ever read Survive the Night, and that was a hard pass, although I've heard people are all over the place with his books. So, based on Sam's opinions on Riley Sager, it seems to me like I might be kind of on team no, but I'll let you guys know when I finish it. It could be good, it could be bad. So, but I was really excited that Dana asked me to be part of her show because I'm a new YouTuber. I haven't been around very long, so to have a fellow YouTuber ask me to participate was very exciting for me. My ponytail. There we go. I got all messed up when I was downstairs. I think the funniest thing is I have like these hairs back here are like super short, so they just like plop out of the ponytail a lot, and I'm used to wearing my ponytail like very high on my head, and I can't do that anymore. So I'm just learning. uh, for you, Servasha, I just took like 6 inches off my hair last week, so I'm just like getting used to shorter hair. But I've been growing my gray hair out for a little over a year and a half, and it was almost long enough to just cut all the gray off, but not quite. So, and I have not made, I was thinking about it today. I haven't made any progress on the Roy Biv blanket, which is really unfortunate because I actually like that project. But I'm going to Chicago next weekend. I'm taking the train. Okay, let's see. Sarasha says, I just thought he wrote the female character as a moron. That really annoyed me. Sam, did you feel that did you read that book, Sam? Survive the Night? But yeah, the Roy Biv blanket, I haven't had a chance. It's right here. You can see it. So I'm hoping I'm going next week I'm going to Chicago. Sam says most of his characters lack critical thinking skills. So I would say that Sam agrees with you. um but I'm hoping when I go to Chicago and I take the train, I might just take that with me. I haven't decided, but I'm I don't know. I next week is gonna be really busy because I'm gonna do sprint, so I have to adjust my calendar. But next Monday, I'm gonna do sprints either at 7 or 8 p.m. I gotta look at my schedule, and we'll do the same thing, 3 sprints, and then Tuesday I've got a virtual meeting with some of my girlfriends. And then Wednesday I'm doing the live show with Dana. So it's gonna be like a lot of online streaming in the evenings, which is totally fine. Not that one, but I'm going to under the assumption that there's a trend past the three I've read. So if it was like that for all three of them, then Sam, I'm probably gonna get annoyed. I don't like characters that aren't smart. I also need to do my nails, but actually, I'm really excited because tomorrow, so today is one of my friend's birthdays, and tomorrow I took the day off of work. We're gonna go down to Detroit and we're gonna have brunch in the morning, and then we're going to the John K. King used bookstore, which is like this huge bookstore in Detroit. It's like a warehouse. There's multiple floors. I've never been there before, so I'm really excited to go and check that out. Um, I am curious to see how I do in there because older buildings sometimes trigger asthma issues. But either way, I'm super excited to go. And the brunch place we're going to, let me see if I can find a picture. It looks so cute. It's just gonna be a fun little girly day. I haven't had a girly day in a little bit. Just pretend it's a horror movie. It makes it more palatable. Okay. I don't really like horror movies. Though I guess I did watch all of well, I haven't watched the newest one. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what they're called. All I know is I can't drive behind a logging truck. It scares me. And tanning beds are terrifying. Final Destination, I think is what it's called. Let's see. Yeah, this is where we're going tomorrow. It looks kind of cute. It's like a little retro thing. I'm going to have to look too. My schedule's a little crazy, but that's okay. It will be nice because my friend and I, so my friend has been going back to school to get a nursing degree. So she's been really busy. So I'm excited that we're going to Chicago for the weekend, just the two of us. Yes, Final Destination. No one who watched two will drive by. No, literally, I can't. I cannot. And like drive throughs bothered me for a while too because there's that whole scene. I learned something interesting because the newest one just came out. Was it like a couple months ago? But I learned something interesting that it was actually supposed to be an episode on, oh my gosh, what's it called? Forensic Forensic Files, I think it's called, or something like that. But it never made it to the TV show. So then the guy who wrote that episode decided to make it into a movie, not thinking it would be nearly as popular as it was. And that franchise has been crazy. I think my favorite thing that's been coming out of it though is watching like millennial or Gen X parents have their teenagers watch it. Um and watching them be traumatized by it. It's really funny to watch because I know we were all making the same faces. So I also check my lawn for rocks every time I mow. Those movies teach you life skills. I mean, to a certain degree, they do. Forensic Files. I think it was Forensic Files. I could be totally wrong. I can hear the intro song, but I don't know if that's right. But doesn't matter. It was just interesting that it was supposed to be on a TV show and then it ended up being a movie franchise. And interestingly, I wasn't traumatized from the rock on the lawn, but I do worry about that because I remember reading a story about a woman who was outside and her neighbor was cutting the grass and threw up a rock and it popped her implant. So it's like they do throw rocks. So it's crazy. But my husband just walked by. My door's open today, so we've been keeping our air on a little bit warmer temperature just to not put so much pressure on the unit outside. So we have fans running, it's pushing all the cold air around. Our bedroom stays really cold, which is really all that matters. And his office gets really hot, but that's because we have our PCs in there. So trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. I am curious to see how I feel about Riley Sager's book now. Now that you guys have told me that it's like not your cup of tea. We'll see. I mean, it could just be one of those books that I read and I'm like, oh, this is a great story. Let's see, Sam. Today wasn't too bad temperature wise. It was 75 Fahrenheit. So I would guess, is that like 30s for you in Canada? I never can do the math. How long have I been doing YouTube? Oh gosh, it's only been a few months. Like I'm really brand new to it. I really liked joining other people's reading sprints, and I had been wanting to do streaming for quite some time now. And so one day I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do reading sprints, and then it kind of just went from there. And so it would have been sometime in May because my husband got me a new camera because I was using my computer camera, and then my friend Danielle got me a mic for my birthday. And then he already had a light because he does stuff. So 21C, it's mid. Yeah, it's mid, but we're just trying not to overwhelm our system. But yeah, so it's only been a couple of months and I have like plans to record videos, but I've been so busy lately that I almost need to sit down and record like 3 or 4 videos at once, and I just have not had time to do that, and editing takes a long time. Oh, thank you, Sarasha. Oh, oh my gosh, we're already done. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the next timer. Please make sure to drink your water and stretch your body, and I'll see you in 45 minutes. Okay, how did that sprint go for everybody? Sorry, I'm just sending a text to a friend. Did not get any reading done, but I did get a few other productivity things done, so I'm happy with that. See a drink, take a drink, everybody. Oh, a little craziness here. Much cackling at the contents of this book, Sam says. Well, that's good. Like in a good kind of laughing, like they're funny. Finished my volunteer stuff for the new story challenge and drank some water and read a couple chapters. Good. Okay, good job, Aiden. I just drank my water. I did apply for, so one of the YouTubers that I know just started an agency where they help authors connect with like ARC reviewers. And so I just applied for a job there, and then I also applied to be an influencer if the job doesn't work out. But it looks like it could be a lot of fun, and I like graphic design and all that, so I figured why not apply. So I've also been doing a little bit of research on the um like starting a Patreon. I don't have a lot of experience with that, so I was doing some research on starting the Patreon, and then also creating a Discord channel as well where I can send notifications out to people when I start streaming. That way, if my schedule gets all wonky or I need to let anybody know what's going on, I can do that. Especially given, the last couple of weeks have been all over the place. So, but that's going to be something that's kind of coming. Oh, and so I actually started, let me get the link for you guys. Hold on. I actually am starting a book club this fall. And I got to get the link. I think it's this one. So I am starting a book club this fall. It's going to be called the Craft and Crime Book Club. And I'm super excited because it's basically, let me paste that. There's the link. Servasha says, made dinner. My husband works late on Thursday. Got to 30% in my book. So it's so good. Oh, phone's ringing telling me to take my meds. I will do that after this break. So it's going to be called the Craft and Crime Book Club. I was trying to come up with something that's kind of more me. So I tend to read mystery, thriller, or fantasy. Those are the two that I do the most. So I'd like to do a monthly book club where I share a book that we can all read together and then discuss it. We'll do sprints and stuff for it as well. And I'm thinking about starting it in September. I was going to start it in August, but my schedule the next couple of weeks is really crazy. And I'd really like to do it justice. And I also am thinking about asking friends if they want to join and be on the streams with me and talk about the book, that kind of stuff, kind of like how Dana did. So I was going to pick her brain and see if she could do it. So if you'd like to follow the Instagram, I did create an Instagram for it. It's just got the one post so far, but I'm going to be working over the next couple of weeks on getting that all set up and planning out books for the rest of the year. Now, my plan is to do mystery thriller only. And then if I can figure out how to do it, I'd like to come up with like either a recipe that's kind of like the book or a craft that if you want to do it that's like the book, you can do that as well. So it's kind of a interactive experience, and I plan on sharing that as well. So um, that's kind of the plan. It's still brand new. It's new in the making, but I would love it if you all joined. If mystery thriller is not your thing, totally fine. I'm happy to see if I can find one that's more your genre, your speed, and send you to another YouTuber that does that. New bingo card required. Yeah, I know. So that's one thing I was looking at too, Sam, is I need to sit down and look at the bingo cards we created because I actually do want to do a readathon either later this year or early next year. with some of the bingo cards that we created. So I'm working on that. But yes, we do love a bingo card. Thank you, Sarvasha. I'm very excited. So I spent a lot of time kind of doing research on how to do it and like how to have other people join. And I'm not limiting it to other YouTubers. I'm limiting it to anybody that really likes to read or wants to join. So if you are comfortable being on camera and you would like to join, I'm open to having people join me and discuss the book. And then I'm also planning on doing, and when we do the review of the book, there'll be like a schedule. You'll know ahead of time when I'm going to discuss the book. And then I'm planning on coming with like book club questions during the stream. So we can still discuss the book the same way we're discussing right now. So if you don't want to be on camera, that's not your thing, we will absolutely do it that way too. So the plan as of right now is to start this fall. So I've been looking for books that are coming out, newer books that are either coming out in August. So, like, for example, the September book will likely be a newer book that's coming out in August. And same thing there forward. I'm in for book club. There will be hot takes, yeah, always. Um, I also there's a book that I'm really excited about that's coming out. I don't remember the name right this minute because my brain is just right now. But so I'm working on all of that. I've started developing a content calendar for YouTube as well as Instagram because I'd like to get more involved there. I know TikTok's really big, but I don't like the short form content of TikTok, so I probably won't be getting super active on that. I do post things every now and then, but it's not really my cup of tea. I like to consume, I don't like to produce for that. So, and then if you're on Instagram, I do have a monthly photo challenge that's specifically related to books that I post every month. So if you'd like to join in that challenge, you can do that. That's over on my Read With Me Jacoby Instagram. And then Danielle and I started. So Danielle is one of my best friends. She lives in Florida. So we started an Instagram that we're going to share together, and it's called Two States Same Page, I think is what we called it. Yeah, Two States Same Page. And we're also going to be hosting buddy reads over there. So it's not going to be like a whole like discussion as of right now. If she decides to start a YouTube and that's something we decide we want to do, then maybe. But we are also going to be starting buddy reads, I believe, next month for that one. So there's going to be a few things. Let me get the link for that one too, so you guys can check that out. So and there's actually going to be a post going live tomorrow. So that is brand new as well, that one. So, but Danielle is having a baby sometime in August, hopefully very close to her due date. So I'll be running that Instagram for the first few months, while she's getting situated into being a mom, which is very exciting. I cannot wait for her son to get here. So I'm looking forward to that one too. Yeah. So we're just kind of, Danielle and I, because we live on opposite sides of the country, it's a way for us to stay connected and do something together. And we're both very passionate about books. So, and reading, but also collecting books. So, I also would like to, and we're not going to do it for a while, but I'd like to coordinate a blind date with a book exchange next year, on either this one or kind of like we did this year with Silent Book Club. So for a year, Sarvasha, I don't know if you know what Silent Book Club is, but Silent Book Club is an organization that's I'm repulsed backwards from Instagram, but I'll probably be a lurking buddy reader. That's totally fine, Sam. And for your sake, Sam, maybe I'll create a Discord or something, and then I can just post it in there. So I'll be thinking a little bit more about that because I know some people don't like Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But so Silent Book Club is an organization that has chapters all over the world. Last I checked, we had 1,500 chapters globally. And so, like in my state, I live in Michigan. I think we have like 25 chapters now, which is huge because when I started mine, it was, I think there was only like 10. So we're growing a lot. But our lovely friend Allison hosts a virtual silent book club, and it's every other Friday. I think our next one is next Friday, which I won't be joining. Um, but if you would like to check out the virtual one and join in our meetings, if you go to the link in my bio, you'll see it says bookclubs.com/ virtual silent book club, I think. You can join there and we get together and meet. And then, they just, Sam, I'm so sorry I missed the viewing party. I got home and it was just chaos this weekend. But they just did a viewing party for a TV show. We're doing a blind date with a book exchange that's been coordinated. So we're doing that next week. And then we are actually talking about doing like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Books. And everybody's going to read their favorite book or read a book, annotate in the book, and then mail it to the next person. And then they'll annotate that. So we're coordinating a bunch of different fun book related or reading related events. So if you'd like to join, definitely check it out. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the group is fantastic. I have not had a bad experience with anybody in that group yet. So definitely check it out. And Allison does a great job. So, and then my local chapter, my Clarkston chapter, hosts a virtual once a month. It's not very active though. I think this month I had one, maybe two people join, and it's people that weren't able to come to the in-person meeting. So I am, I do host that too. If the virtual one doesn't work for you, that is once a month. I don't have my August one scheduled yet because I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at my schedule, but I will be hosting something like that too. They're both going to be virtual online. I have been using Cosme thanks to Sam. Sam told me all about Cosme, and it's much more enjoyable than like Google Meet. So I've been using that a lot more. Thank you, Sam. So, what did you have for dinner, by the way? We ended up having Culver's. I don't know if everybody has Culver's, but they have this strawberry field salad that's got like strawberries and walnut and cheese, and like it's so good. It's like I just went to my husband. I was like, "Can we please order Culver's? I really want that salad." So I had a salad for dinner today. So good, delicious. So, oh, let me take a drink. Yeah, I think it'd be fun, Aiden. I do agree, the more the merrier, and I honestly feel like it would be nice to get like more people. Like I love our core group, and it's fun that there's like a small group of us that are always there. Um, but it would be nice to make new friends because everybody like anybody who loves reading loves talking about books. It's great. Okay, spaghetti and meatballs, vegetarian sloppy joes, ooh with gardine. Or is that for Aiden? The vegetarian sloppy joes? I don't think I've ever had vegetarian sloppy joes. Do you do like a zoodle type thing, or how do you make those? Like, what is your meat substitute? Costco has the best frozen meatballs. I would agree. We dragged in a new one with the watch party. You did. That's so exciting. I know. I really wanted to join. It just didn't work out. No Gardein, chickpeas and lentils were the base. Okay. I love chickpeas. So this is really funny. I love a chickpea. I love a chickpea in a salad. I do not like hummus. Make that make sense. Red lentils. Okay. I don't know what it is. I don't like the texture, but and the funny thing is like I'll eat like the garlic um I don't know what the right term is for it, but like it's mashed garlic basically. You use it as a dip. I know, hot take. Use it as a dip. I like that same texture, but for some reason I don't like hummus. I don't know. I also am not a guacamole girl either. So maybe it's just something about that type of dip. I love queso. Yeah, it's a texture thing for sure. Because like tell me why I can eat a chickpea in a salad. I can't when it's mashed. I don't but I like a mashed potato. Make that make sense. I don't understand it. But I'm sure if I found the right flavor hummus or the right because there's all those different things you mix in with it, I'd probably like it. But I also found that I didn't like peppers or onions until I was older, and now that I like them, I can't eat them. Sam, I know. I know. I don't like avocado though. Like I won't eat avocado at all. So it's not like a that's not like a I don't know. Love a guacamole, jalapenos, dash of hot sauce and lots of cilantro. Oh no. Oh no. No cilantro. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, let me pause that really quick because we're on a roll. No, no, no cilantro. No, 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 no. I see. Yeah, I see you don't have the soap gene. Uh, Yeah. So Aiden, when I love Mexican food. It's one of my favorites. If there is cilantro on my Mexican food, I literally can't finish it. I can't eat it. It is, yeah, it is literally. So imagine a bar of Dove soap. Imagine it. You know the smell. We've all used Dove at some point, especially if you're a millennial. Imagine what Dove soap would taste like. That is what cilantro tastes like to me. I wish it didn't, because I'm sure I would like it otherwise. Because I love a good spice. I love a good, all kinds of additives. I love all that stuff. Cilantro, it literally tastes like what you would imagine Dove soap tastes like. Sam, what does it taste like to you? Like it literally, like if I take a bite, even if it's just the tiniest bit of cilantro, if I take a bite of Mexican food and that's in there, I'm like, bleh. Like I can't, I can't finish it. It's terrible. I hope someday when I have kids that they don't get that from me. My husband doesn't have it. I don't know if that's a dominant or recessive, but I also did the 23andMe and they told me that I would not have detached ears, that I wouldn't have a widow's peak. So, oh look, it looks like Aiden is the minority here. Like a full mouthful of soap. I can tell if cilantro was looking at the dish. Yes. Yes. Thank you for validating me because it's so true. It's so true. It looks like Aiden's the minority though, 25%. And there's four of us chatting right now, and three out of four of us have that gene. I wonder what it is. Like maybe we can't digest it properly and that's why it tastes so bad. There's gotta be some sort of thing. I know, Aiden. So disappointing. I also have a hard time with jalapeno, but the jalapeno issue is due to me not having a gallbladder. So I have a harder time digesting some stuff, and that's what that is. I like the taste. Like I love garlic and onion, same thing. But garlic and like pepper, or I can eat quite a bit of garlic before it's an issue, but onions and peppers, I start to get into like heartburn and indigestion. So I will pick and choose when I eat those because I do like a cooked onion or a cooked pepper. I don't like them raw, but I'll eat it cooked. But same thing, I have to pick and choose because otherwise I'll be sick. So it's kind of one of those, like the heartburn is real. Aiden is the only one who gets to enjoy it. Who's really laughing here? I mean, we don't know what it tastes like for non soapy people. Pantraz Pantoprazole? Is that what it is, Sam? Is that what I'll enjoy my spicy cilantro guac floresol? Yeah. I never knew what it was. I just thought that I didn't like Mexican food for a long time. I was like, I just don't like it. It doesn't taste good. This doesn't taste good to me. I kept saying that to my parents, and they're like, this is delicious. What are you talking about? And finally, probably about like 5 or 6 years ago, we figured out that I have the cilantro gene. Who would have thought? I gotta look that up now. Pantoprazole. What is that? I'm learning something new today. Oh, okay. Pant. Okay, so I have taken not that Sam. I've taken an alternative, a meprazole. I think it's called. Um, for that exact reason, but it's more so like if I'm gonna have, like, what's a good example? If I'm gonna have like a meal, like we'll just say, like, if I'm gonna make a meal that has like spaghetti sauce in it, and the spaghetti sauce has onions and peppers and garlic in it, it's so much acid between the three that I can't like handle it very well. Yeah, omeprazole. Okay. Um, but I will say before I had my gallbladder out, I used to have to take that all the time. And now that it's out and I figured out kind of what I can handle and what I can't, um, I just pick and choose it. And sometimes it's not too bad. So it's almost like if I have a day where I haven't had, like, say, I haven't had a lot of dairy or whatever, I'm usually okay. It's just finding the balance of everything I ate for the day. It's really just all it is. So, I mean, realistically, I probably should be eating less processed foods and actually be eating that kind of stuff and probably would feel better. But, just working on it one step at a time. So, you have to show us a photo of Gail sometimes. Yeah. Yes, I want to see a photo. Um, but yeah, so maybe I'll try guacamole again, but maybe the reason I didn't like guac is because it had cilantro on it. And every time I had it, it happened to have cilantro. Hmm. I'll try it next time. I will make a commitment to Sam and Aiden to try it next time I go somewhere where I can get it, and I'll let you know. But if it has cilantro, we're done. We're out. And random thing, this is so funny. It happened to both my mom and I. I cannot digest iceberg lettuce very well. It's better now, but when I first got my gallbladder out, iceberg lettuce, absolutely not. uh, the things you figure out. So I'll do a taste test. I promise I'll do it. I'll let you know. I don't have plans to have Mexican anytime soon, but I will let you know when I get an opportunity. It's the ... for the iceberg lettuce, Sam. Gotta fix this. It's falling down. My friend French braided my hair. Isn't it mostly water? I know. I know, Sam. Yeah, that's what I thought. It is mostly water, but my mom had the exact same thing. Iceberg lettuce, terrible. And it's just water. And then same thing, like, it's not so bad now, but like eggs, cooked eggs, obviously we don't eat raw. Scrambled eggs, terrible. I can do it now. Scrambled eggs over easy eggs, I do just fine with eggs now. But when I first got them out, when I first got my gallbladder out, there was something. There was something in the egg that I just couldn't handle. So many questions. Feel free to ask them. I'll answer them. The gallbladder, I don't know. I don't know what it was, and it's every person who gets their gallbladder out has that one thing, but it was just funny that my mom and I had the exact same thing with iceberg lettuce and eggs. And I'm adopted, so we can't say it's genetic. So, but it just goes to show that the body does weird things. But I mean, I had my gallbladder out in 2014. It's almost been 11 years, so my body has long since adjusted and gotten used to the crap I eat. So, I just need I think the biggest thing that we've been figuring out is I have an iron deficiency because I'm not your digestion is just not the same. It doesn't slow it down. And so I have an iron deficiency which caused my platelets to go all over the place. But I take an iron supplement now and I'm fine. So, it's been interesting trying to learn all about my body. And unfortunately, and I'll say this one thing and then we'll move on, but unfortunately, research is not very heavily focused on women or women or people who have women non-binary people that have women genetics. And so there's a lack of research there. And so, what happens for a man getting gallbladder out versus a woman? Yeah, so interesting. 10 milligram iron. I don't even know how much I take, Sam. So the interesting thing, Aiden, about my iron deficiency is I didn't get like the body chills. I didn't have any of the normal side effects. The only issue that I had was my platelet count was elevated. And I was in that gray area where my primary care doctor said that I was above normal, but the hematology oncology said that I was under, like, within normal. And it was a difference of like 50,000 units or whatever the number is. And I went there for 18 months and they monitored me for 18 months and I stayed in that gray area. Oh my gosh, 10, that's low. I don't even know what mine was. So after 18 months of staying between 400 and 450, she was like, I think you just have an iron deficiency. We're going to put you on an iron supplement and a vitamin C supplement. And that's what we're going to do. Now, granted, all of this was also um, during my, not to get too personal, but my second miscarriage that had a molar pregnancy. And so I had a lot of blood work done and I had a lot of stress and there was a lot of things going on. And my mom had breast cancer during that time. So I do think stress played into that as well. Um, but there really was no reason for it other than maybe I was getting too much blood draw because I was going like every week or so to get tested. And then when I would go to the hematologist, she'd take a bunch. So, who knows? I have to get my blood work done. That's something I got to work on because I'm terrified to do it. So, next week, maybe you guys can keep me accountable. Follow up with me in 2 weeks and ask if I've done it. Because if I don't do it soon, then I won't do it. So, but all right, we're over our time from the break. I'm going to go ahead and start our next sprint. Very low vegetarian winning right there. Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Sometimes, you do one diet for one reason, but then sometimes your body needs more. Thank you, Sarvasha. Thank you. I'm okay. That was a few years ago now, and I've learned a lot about pregnancy, and I've learned a lot about miscarriages and different types of miscarriages, and I've been able to support friends that have gone through them. So while it's not the journey that I wanted to go on, it's one that I've been able to, use to help other people. So took you 15 years to have your second. Well, I'm very glad you had your second. That's very exciting. I'm really happy to hear that. So we're on that journey now and it's not something that I'm private about. I'm open to talk about it. So if you have questions or you're like what the heck is a molar pregnancy, just ask and I'll share because it's very under talked about. So but all right. I'm a yapper, so I'm going to go ahead and start our next sprint cuz if I don't, I'll be here for another. I will be your Discord reminder for blood work. Thank you, Sam. I knew I could count on you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start the next sprint. Don't forget to stretch your body and don't forget to drink your water. And I will see you guys in 44 minutes and 55 seconds. And also, thank you for being here. Okay. So I'm a little off center because I have a cat and she's on my lap and she never sits on my lap. So I don't want to move her. Cat owners will understand that completely. But how did everybody's sprint go? I think I read about 20 to 25 pages. And it's really just getting started. I'm only like 40 pages in the book now. Yes, is Leela. You say hi. She's been winking a little. I don't know if she's got allergies, but she's a little winky girl. Sam got sidetracked. Okay. What did you do instead? And I didn't see Servasha say goodnight, so I'll have to make sure if they come back to say goodnight. So I was not paying attention to the time and all of a sudden heard your voice and just about jumped out of my skin. Sorry. I was also kind of not paying attention. It scared me when the timer went off. She's staring out there. Brother's out in the hallway. He's fine. He's not bothering you. Tracking down Gil pictures and rearranging the Cosme room. Oh boy. Getting ready for a new setup. I haven't played around with Cosme too much to figure out like the setup and all that stuff, but I definitely want to. I wish you guys could hear her. She's purring so loud. Does it smell good? She got some sniffs. I don't think she actually purred though. Are you purring? Yeah, she's purring. She's got one of those like squeaky purrs that's like. Are you going to deck out your room for the book exchange? Like deck out my office or the Cosme room? Because I could do both. I love loud cat purrs. Leo has been in a phase of sleeping on the pillow next to me and purring me to sleep. That is so sweet, Aiden. So, actually, so the other day, so she's been sleeping ever since she got sick. She's been sleeping right between our heads on the bed. Sam, I hadn't even thought about that, but that's a really good idea. Maybe I should deck out the room. But she's been sleeping on the bed right between our heads. But the other day, I was like sleeping on my back and I had my arm kind of like out and she was sleeping on the spot like between my armpit. So she was like kind of right there. She usually will sleep on top of me, but she didn't do it this time. But I got to this point where it was like painful because I was laying like so flat on my back that I had to roll over and I could tell she was like, ugh. It's just my foot. My foot startled her. But yeah, she's been a little more snuggly since she got sick. I think she realized like she's safe. She's my nervous cat. She's always been like not super snuggly. Doesn't come around people a lot, prefers just certain people. But the last like year or so she's been a lot more snuggly and I'm beginning to wonder if she really hasn't been feeling good for a long time. Because she used to eat all of the hair off of her belly. And I've noticed since we changed her food about 2 months ago, the hair is starting to grow back on her stomach. So I wonder if she just really wasn't feeling good and we just didn't realize it because the vet said they thought it was just anxiety. And the reality is she had stomach issues. but it wasn't like enough to make her sick. Like maybe she just had like some like pain or discomfort in her lower abdomen. She's got a good loaf going actually. 10 out of 10, you see that? It's a pretty good loaf. You sleepy? She's sleepy. Are you a sweet kitty? But yeah, she had a little bit of the same thing I had going on Monday. That's funny. But she's doing better now, so that's so great. The fur's growing back and she's feeling better. Yeah. It was an interesting thing that I wasn't expecting to happen, her growing her fur back. Poor Leela. Glad the food has made such a change. Yeah, so far so good. So one of the things that and I need to follow up with my vet, but they I called them the week after she had her emergency stuff and asked for a non-emergency phone call just to talk to the vet about everything. And I never got a call back. And I've been meaning to call and follow up with them, but she's been doing so good. But I think I just need to get in there and talk to them because there was like now that it's like she's okay and we're settled, there's been a few things that really upset me about how everything was handled with her. Like we could have avoided that emergency visit, I think, had the other vet did what they were supposed to do. So I normally see a specific vet, but she is not in on Fridays. And since this happened on a Friday, we ended up with the alternate vet there, and that's fine. But I'm finding that maybe there was a lack of care, and I'm kind of upset about it. Let's see. Aiden says my outdoor guy. Is it Lucy or Lucky? I think it's Lucky. Is finally letting me pet him, and we had a moment when I rescued him from the rain. I showed him a dry spot and brought him a cozy blanket. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, he'll start to trust you now. Maybe he'll become an indoor cat. That'd be exciting. So, all right. So, that was the end of our third sprint. So, I think what I'm going to do, so next week, I've got to look at my schedule. Okay, so Aiden asked the question, do you think it was just because the alternate didn't know her well enough? Or uh or negligence. It's Lucy. Okay. That's unfortunate, Jackie. Some vets are definitely better than others. I fight for the good ones, yeah. He's named after Lucille Lucy from TJ Klune. Ah, okay, that makes sense. So I don't know that it was negligence. So what happened essentially is when we took her to the emergency vet, the paperwork that we had from our vet listed a certain dosage for the anti-nausea medication. When we got to the ER vet basically said that it was 1/4 the amount of what they would recommend giving a cat who's throwing up like that. And so I don't know, one of two things happened, and this is what I want to talk to them about, is either A, they gave her 1/4 of the amount and that's why she was able to continue being ill, or B, they wrote that they gave us that amount, but the reality, just so we wouldn't get charged as much, but the reality was that they gave her that much. And we won't ever know. So I want to talk to them about that because if that is the case and they have a cat that's presenting with, vomiting, they should be aware that they're not giving enough. So I want to just talk to her about it and also have a plan in place that should Leela have this issue again in the future, which it's very likely she will. If it was, in fact, pancreatitis, we will likely see an issue pop up again in the future. I'd like to have a plan in place on how to treat her so that we don't end up at the ER again. Because you're very expensive. Yeah, you're a very expensive kitty. Worth it, but very expensive. So I don't know that it was negligence. I don't know if it was just their paperwork wasn't accurate. I have no idea, but I just want to bring it to their attention because I think if he had given her the appropriate dosage for the medication, I don't think she would have got sick. Definitely important to have that conversation and advocate for better care. Yeah. And the thing that is unfortunate about that situation is the vet that we normally see, Dr. Well, I'm not going to list her name because that will show my look like be a little too close to home. But she is a fantastic vet. And her and another woman had been in that practice for a long time. The other woman left, but she has been seeing all three of my cats for years and years now. So this is the interesting thing about my situation, Sam, is the ultrasound technician that could check for pancreatitis was not in the office until Monday. Because of the timing of everything, they happened to be out that weekend, and our options were to go to another clinic to for like officially rule it out, or just treat for it and hope she gets better. So I don't know if they can always do like if they can look at pancreatitis like well past like the flare up, but I also want to talk to my vet about that too because the technician like they couldn't tell. That's why I've been saying it's I'm pretty sure it was pancreatitis based on how sick she got, but we can't definitively say that's what it was. So, and that's another thing, but that's out of the control of the ER vet. I mean, there's not very many emergency vets in my area, unfortunately. So I had to go with like the one that was close by, and they actually saved Fry's life. So I knew they would do a good job. But and considering they gave her the anti-nausea and she like immediately like started doing better, like no more vomiting or anything. She went like 3 weeks without throwing up, and then the one time she did, she threw up a hairball, which is like normal. And then she hasn't thrown up then. So it's been just over a month and she's only thrown up once. The issue that she had on Monday was diarrhea. We noticed she had like really liquid diarrhea, and we think it was like either she was a little bit constipated or she just like I don't know, her stomach was upset. So I'm going to be talking to the vet about that too. So it's just been a lot. Like I was gone and then I'm gone next weekend. So it's just a lot going on. And to be quite frank, like we don't have a lot of funds left that we ate up our emergency fund between her and a house issue that we had like almost immediately after that. So I'm just trying to balance it all. Found the hair. I found the flare ups were few and far in between, like maybe once a year with diet change. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk to them about because I do think I want to have them do a more thorough blood work. So the blood work that we did at the ER tested like everything, but there is blood work we can do where they can send it out to look for like cancer. Um and I'd like to eliminate that as an option because I have to wonder if maybe there's something else going on. But and I don't, obviously this was when she wasn't feeling good on Monday. That wasn't I wouldn't consider that a flare up because she was behaving normally. She was still eating, she was still drinking, she was just having diarrhea. So I'm not really sure what was going on with her there, but she's back to normal. Like she had like within a day or two she was having solid poopies. So whatever was going on is resolved itself. And we do really think it's because she needs to have wet food, like pretty much only wet food. She'll eat the dry, but I think wet food's going to be what she's going to have. So it's just on my list of things to do. I need to call the vet. I think I'm going to take her, but have them take her in, have them take a blood work, have them do a more extensive where they send it out and do more research into her and just make sure that there's nothing else going on. But like as you can see, she's behaving like perfectly normal. She's been around us. She's using the litter box just fine. Like there's nothing out of the ordinary for her. So, and she actually put a little bit of weight back on, which is good. So, I don't know, Sam. I hope she doesn't have another flare up. I hope that whatever she had was like a stomach bug and We just, didn't catch it early enough in this case, but we won't ever really know. These little gremlins also have bouts of wacky bodily functions. 4 a.m. was vomiting for both. Yeah, so yesterday I carpet cleaned up here because we've had, when I've and this is something that I've noticed just for my cats. When it's like really humid or like Canada has fires and we get like the smog down here, they throw up a lot. And so I spent all this time last night like deep cleaning our carpets upstairs and the stairs like going up because there was an incident with poop getting everywhere because of this one. And so I cleaned it all up and then literally someone threw up on it this morning and I was like, I spent so much time cleaning. Y'all had to puke there. You couldn't puke on the carpet or the wood floor. That would be much easier for me to clean. That pillow's not stable, girlfriend. You're gonna fall. It's on my lap. She's so funny. But yes. So I have found when it's like super humid or we have like bad weather, Fry tends to get sick more. One of mine was sick while I was gone today. Painting the walls with the tail. Ugh. Yeah, so much time cleaning. I had the upright vacuum, I had the spot cleaner, I had everything out. And I'm having a bunch of people over this weekend, so I was like, I need to get this all clean. But I saw that spot this morning and I was like, nah, I'll get it another day. Like we cleaned it, but like I'm gonna deep clean the carpet and actually get the spot out of the carpet. Though we are due for new carpet. Our carpet's 9 years old and it's builder quality, so it's not great. But did you just want to give your butt to the camera? Is that what's going on here? Did they get your butt? Hmm? Hmm? Look at all this skin. Look at all of that. Skinny skin. Yeah, I feel like I'm constantly fighting the cat pukes. Yeah. Aw. All right. Well, I think that is. She's turned her back onto. We're being shunned by the void. Yep, the void says that's enough. She says, I am over it. It's the light's pretty bright too. It might be bothering her. So, but on that note, I am going to go ahead and get ready for bed. I've got a fun but long day tomorrow. Thank you again to everybody who's here, who commented, interacted. It really means a lot to me that you take time out of your busy schedule to spend the evening with me. Um, I right now am planning to do something either Monday or Tuesday. I have it scheduled for Monday, or excuse me, Tuesday, but I need to look at my schedule because if I can push it to Monday and do like an 8 p.m. or a shorter one on Monday night, I might do that so that we're not disrupted Tuesday evening. And then keep in mind that Wednesday I will be over on Dana Ellis' page discussing the Riley Sager book. But I will talk to you all hopefully very soon. Again, thank you for being here. Don't forget to drink your water. Don't forget to stretch your body. Take care of your body and take care of your mind. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.